Novak Djokovic's COVID test certificates submitted as part of his failed bid to play in the Australian Open are valid, Serbian authorities have insisted today. Prosecutors in the Balkan nations spoke out after doubts were raised because the serial numbers on the tests are out of sequence, with analysis of dozens of other certificates revealing this to be highly unusual. The Belgrade Public Prosecutor's office said Wednesday that investigators had checked with the health ministry, which confirmed both of Djokovic's tests were valid, though provided no explanation for why the serial numbers are out of sync. Unvaccinated Djokovic had submitted the tests in a bid to get around Australia's strict border rules, which state all arrivals must be vaccinated against COVID unless medically exempt. The certificates appeared to show Djokovic had been infected with COVID on December 16 and then recovered on December 22, which he believed provided him with a valid exemption to enter the country. But border guards stopped him upon arrival on January 5, tore up his visa and took him to a migrant detention hotel where he spent days locked up alongside refugees while appealing the decision. After a back and forth with the courts which granted him a temporary reprieve, he was eventually rearrested and deported after Immigration Minister Alex Scott intervened personally. Mr. Hawk ultimately rejected the visa on the grounds that prior COVID infection was not a sufficient medical exemption from vaccination. As part of the court case, documents that Djokovic submitted to get his exemption were released, with sharp-eyed observers spotting inconsistencies. One was that the positive COVID test submitted by Djokovic was dated December 16 had the serial number 7,371,999. But the second, negative, test, dated December 22, had the serial number 7,320,919, lower than the initial test. Analysis by the BBC of dozens of other Serbian COVID tests revealed that all of them followed a strict chronological sequence, meaning the earlier the test was taken, the lower the serial number on the test certificate. The only outlier to the pattern uncovered by the BBC was Djokovic's positive test. Replotting the date of Djokovic's positive test in line with the serial number suggests the test was actually taken somewhere between December 25 and 28. Experts contacted by the BBC said it is always possible that some kind of glitch was responsible for the outlying result, though it appears unlikely. Djokovic's team has not responded to questions about the serial numbers. Another inconsistency highlighted in Djokovic's court documents was that his representatives had ticked a box on Australia's passenger declaration form stating that he had not travelled anywhere in the 14 days prior to coming to Australia. That means the 34-year-old tennis player would have needed to remain in the same country since December 21. But social media images revealed that he was in Belgrade, Serbia, on on December 25 and then in Marbella, Spain, from December 31 until catching his flight to Australia, via Dubai on January 4. It is not clear whether admitting he had travelled to Spain would have automatically disqualified Djokovic from coming to Australia. However, lying on a travel declaration document is punishable by up to 12 months in jail. Australia's border force have opened an investigation into the matter. The allegations come after it was announced yesterday the tennis star won't return to the court for another month after his unceremonious departure from Australia. His headline place in the star-studded field for the Dubai Tennis Championships was confirmed by the event organizers on Thursday. The 20-time Grand Slam winner had his entry visa to Australia finally cancelled on the eve of the Open after a week and a half of extraordinary drama. Djokovic, who had told officials he was not vaccinated against COVID, believed he would be eligible to enter the country and compete after supposedly testing positive for coronavirus in December and making a full recovery. But Dubai doesn't have the same strict conditions for entry as Australia, and he will be able to compete at the tournament as won 5 times previously if he produces a negative PCR test result when he arrives. The sports star was detained at Sydney Airport on arrival, had his visa torn up, and was then put in migrant detention while the issue bounced between the courts and government. The 34-year-old was eventually deported when Australia's immigration minister personally intervened in the row to deny him entry, subsequently banning him from the country for 3 years. While the government insists rules are rules, the episode led to furious allegations by Serbia that their sporting star had been singled out for political reasons.